We
How
are
are
here
you
to
all
this.
finding 4.9?
How are you finding it, DC?
I think, honestly, uh, the cleanup of the ships every 5 hours is definitely helping with the servers. But today, when playing with Kazza, we
Mhm.
had like 3 server errors in a row.
Yeah, okay.
So something's going on there. I'm not sure what. Don't mind
Yep.
me. It's just in camera. Yep. So yeah, not actually sure what was going on there regarding that, but yeah, did a server hop. That was on the Oz server, I believe.
Yep.
I think Kaz is here. You here, Kaz? He's here. He's hiding. Chimpy's here as well. Welcome.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I think we hopped over to the Asia server and it was better.
Yep.
So I still think there's something wrong with the um, Australian server.
I would say there is.
Unfortunately,
I had the same thing. So someone I
yeah,
know,
Oz.
what's
Yep.
Tosov, he had the same thing. He went to an Asia server and it was spawning a lot better. Especially around the cities and stuff. It was like 30 FPS in like Levski and all that. But as soon as he went to space, it was like 8 FPS. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But
There's just some weird stuff going on right now.
yeah. So I've played 4.9 a little bit. I've found that I've not had a server error yet, to be honest, but I've had some experiences with the QV locations. Now,
Oh yeah. Go on.
I'll tell you the story. So we ran a QV location, grabbed the cards, did the mission, everything great. Got to the end, couldn't insert the card into the warehouse. I'm like, okay, all right, that's fine, whatever. You know, there was no interact button, no insert button. So then
Yep.
we went to another one. We tried it out. We got there, and we're like, all right, well, let's go. We got a 100% card. Let's go plug it in. We plug it in. It allows us to put it in, but it gets stuck in there. You can't do it. When you go, so Tosov tried it. He tried it solo. He went through same thing. Couldn't put the card in, or sorry, put a card in early. It ate the card. It kept the card. Went through, did the mission. Once he finished the mission, it popped the card out, but the card was corrupt. So
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking they might have put a change in where you must complete the mission first before the card's going to work, which
Yeah.
is an interesting way about going things. But I think if that is the case, then yeah, that's going to be an interesting change.
I think that's to stop people just doing what
Mm,
we used to do in the past was
yeah,
grab 5 or 6 cards and just program them all and then just
correct.
warehouse jump. There
And
also is, I think, a 1 hour cooldown coming too, right?
there is, and also I think that once cards now are on a timer, they brick the card. So if you even
You
if you
can't
have a
keep,
100% card, you can't keep it in your inventory. It'll eventually
yeah,
just have a blank screen on the card, and it'll have a green light, and it'll just won't be usable.
okay, yep.
I don't know if
Because I
anyone else has
noticed,
experienced that, but
yeah, well, I noticed when we went from 4.8.3 to 4.9, all the cards reset.
yep.
So I know I've got about 15 cards in my inventory that are not coded.
Do they say
So
0% or
yeah,
like
they
incomplete
said
code?
this incomplete. This is incomplete with the
Hey,
red screen on it.
this is different. This is like the screen's just completely blank. There's nothing on it. You can't program it. You can't do anything. So it's
Oh,
essentially brick the
okay.
card. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
I wonder if it'd be worth running that mission and then setting a timer and then just checking the card after a
yeah.
certain amount of time
Yep.
to see,
Maybe
if
grab two
or
or
have a
three.
couple of cards on you, run one, and then does it
Hmm?
brick the other one that you've got in your inventory?
Yeah,
Just don't know. So
because I am hearing the
sort of weird.
warehouses are stocked again though, which is good.
Yeah, yeah, they're running a check now. They're saying if it's oh, what I read the other day, it's going to come up in 4.10 though, not in 4.9.
Yeah.
That yeah, if you run a check, it's going to run a check to see if there's any components in there. If there's not, it's going to restock it.
Okay.
So that's what I was reading the other day.
So I
So
wonder if that's gonna. I wonder if that's gonna then lead to people just leaving one component in there, just to be a dick and troll people. You know, because
I
if it's
think
not
you'll
going to
still
clean
do a
up
check
when.
because it's meant. I would say it's probably meant to have say for example 8 components.
Yep.
And then from that 8 components, if there's one left there and it goes, well, no, there's 7 components missing, we'll just refresh it. So I don't think
Yeah,
that'll
okay.
cause trolling at all, really. So yeah, that's that one. What have we got over here? So what's your thoughts on it so far? Like the patch
Look,
better than 4.8?
Yeah, 100% better than 4.8. I can actually play the game. So,
Yeah.
you know, I can actually do missions without with them breaking.
There's still desync.
Mm.
Like Kaza and I today were running Gilly 5. That's where you can pull
Yep.
NDB30s from, by the way, if you're wondering.
Oh, nice.
You needed a ship to distort the ships out there to kill the
Mhm.
pilot and all that fun stuff. But yeah,
Yep.
if you're running Gilly 5s, you can get NDB30s off the ships down there and M5As and deadbolts
Okay.
off those ships out there. So yeah, we only got 4. But yeah, the desync again, we're chasing ships around and around and around, and then they just teleport. So,
Yes. I've
that
been noticing
side of
that
things.
with just NPCs in general as well. Even
Yeah.
the new Battaglia mission where you have to go and breach the ship, the Caterpillar. The
Yeah.
the NPCs are just all jumping around. So
Yeah.
yeah. It's crazy. Like, I don't know. Honestly, don't know how they could fix that. Like, whether it's just getting more servers or whether it's doing something else or.
I think when they were doing that tech talk, the last
Mhm.
one,
Yep.
I was saying it was due to a lot of the systems not working together properly, and they were building AI validation tools to be able to
Yeah.
fix a lot of
Okay.
that. But when's that going to come in? We don't know. You don't know. So,
True.
yeah. What else?
Um.
What else is there?
Salvaging's been quite good. So I've noticed,
Yeah.
like, especially with these new Battaglia missions, the
Yeah.
the breaching one. Check the Cutlass Black that's there, because it'll have
Okay.
components on board and it'll have weapons. Plus,
Yep.
I took my moth over there because I'm like, I'll just shove stuff on the moth. And you can actually crunch the caterpillar. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. I found, because I'm like, oh yeah, I'll crunch the cutlass. I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And then it let me start crunching the caterpillar, and I'm like, okay. So if you
Give it,
are a salvager
give it
and you want a
RMC.
bit of like sea mats and stuff, you just go over there and just crunch that.
Okay. I've never done salvaging, so
Yeah.
no.
Well, the moth can do it. So,
Okay.
but yeah,
Yeah. What's the moth worth in game?
8.3 mil
It's not too bad.
from
Not
Lawville.
terrible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it is
And it's
available
just
this
a
patch.
single person operation, or?
You can. It's like the mole. You can single
Mhm.
person it, like, if you want. So there's a pilot seat. Then underneath there's a scraping beam, and then there's 2 on the
Yep.
sides. But
Okay.
there's
Yep.
also the pilot can actually control the arms that crunch the ships, rather than in the reclaimer where you have to get out of the pilot seat, passenger seat. So
Oh,
if
yeah.
if the ship's moving at all,
Mm-hmm.
then or rotating, you can't move the reclaimer, whereas you can move the moth.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So for solo, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, that's all right. Good to know.
CMATs you can like refine, and you can make a lot of money off them too.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Just trying to think what else. Overall, I think the patch is better. It's definitely
Yeah,
running better than what it was.
definitely.
But is it going to get worse the longer it goes on, like it usually does? Like, I think this again. I think the ship cleanup after 5 hours is
Hmm.
helping, but I personally think they should reduce that to something like 3 hours
Yeah,
and run it every 3 hours to clear off the server. So,
graphics performance is good. It is,
state of
but
freight elevators.
yes.
I don't know. I haven't done any hauling actually so far.
Hauling's broken
Um,
apparently.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
hauling
hauling's broken a
to
lot for me.
pyro is broken, or X is broken.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, the stuff doesn't come in up in the elevator. But I haven't done much hauling either. There was one I did. I did a courier mission where you got to go pick up a little handheld box.
Hmm.
That worked because it spawned that comes out of that little thing at the admin building. So I was able to do that
Yeah.
one, take it, do that. But as for actual hauling, I haven't tried that, so I'm not too sure. If anyone in chat knows, has anyone done hauling and know if their freight elevators are working? Sometimes the hauling works, but it's like 1 of 10. Okay. Is that planet
What's
side or
actually
is that like station to station?
and what's
Because that's a
actually
big
happening with the freight
yeah,
elevators?
yeah. Because that's a big it's
Station to
a
station. Okay.
station to station. Okay, because it used to not work down on the planets because those freight elevators were just fucked. They just wouldn't work at all. You know, you'd be lucky if they work maybe once every 50 attempts, but station to station were pretty good. They're not spawning the cargo. Okay. So for that, it's supposed to, what I've heard, the hot fix that they've put in is supposed to make it where if it doesn't spawn that in, you can send it back down. It's supposed to send it back to the station you're at and then drag it over again and bring it back up. Now, I don't know if that's working. I don't know if it just deletes the stuff that people are using, but doesn't work. All right, good to know.
I had the issue with the starter courier mission in 4.8 that I'd go to do the start one and the cargo wasn't there on the freight elevator.
Yeah, okay.
So is it still? So it seems like it's just still continue. It's a continuation of that. It's just not showing when you go there to pull it up. It's not
Yeah.
registering that you've started the mission.
Yeah.
So again, hopefully these AI validation tools go, well, this system's not working with this system, and it fixes it. So
Yeah.
it's a bit of a pain.
Bit of a pain, but yeah.
What else did we notice today? OLPs.
Yep.
The doors are open again. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not.
Hmm.
NPCs spawn naked.
When
Yep.
naked.
Where was
That's
that?
interesting.
Can't remember where that was now. Was that up there? It was up there. Yeah, it was up there. Yep. Up on the OLP. So yeah, no, I think there's only like 2 that had guns and they only had pistols.
Oh well.
There's the OLP.
That's easy kills, I guess.
Yeah, we haven't checked out the PAFs yet
Yep.
in that respect to see if it's the same down there or if it's just an OLP problem.
The OLPs are the ones above, aren't they? That laser beam
Yeah, in the center.
platform. Yeah.
That's what the laser fires from.
Yeah. No, I haven't actually been to a
Um,
PAF yet, but one thing
oh, we
I
will.
do,
We'll muck
yeah,
around
one
in
thing I
one
do want to
today.
try see if the Onyx facilities are still working as they should because they were working last patch. So it would be interesting to know if they're working this. Oh,
Is 4.9 considered a minor release?
yes and no. It's classed as a major release in the terms that it's in the patch cycle, but in terms of the content that's in it, yes, you could class it as a minor.
I'm just going to kill the music because that's annoying me now. Sorry, people. Didn't realize it was so loud. I don't know if they're going to go 4.9.1, 0.2, 0.3. I don't think that's going to happen
Doesn't sound like
because
it.
they've got mid-August is apparently 4.10.
Correct.
So unless they're going to sit there and squash bugs for the whole of 4.9 and do it in point releases like that, I'd be more than happy for them to do that if they're going to fix stuff because they've got to get it right for Siege of Orison, right?
They do. I honestly think what they'll do is they will, during this 4.9 cycle, they will they'll do hot fixes like they've been doing, like they did they did a couple of days ago. They'll just do hot fix after hot fix after hot with bug fixes that they bring in. Yeah, this is going to be considered the bug fixing.
And they need to do this more often, especially when it's been getting worse and worse and worse. So, what I reckon the game, I think the best it's worked is probably around what 4.5 maybe
4.0.
before it. Hey,
4.0 for me. Yeah.
4.0 for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think engineering kind of screwed it for everyone. It's just bringing in too many complex systems and the bricking of ships and that type of thing, and everyone complaining about that. In saying that,
Yeah. Sorry, I was gonna say
Um,
apologies on mine for him being blurry again.
am I blurry again? Am I? This
Yeah,
has to be. It's got to be Twitch.
it
That's
will
all it
be.
is. So you're not blurry, am I? As far as I know, haven't checked.
No,
So
no, I'm not.
no. So yeah, like the bricking of ships. That's another interesting one. Hazza and I was that last night. It was last night. So a little interesting thing we worked out is that we went to do a Lazarus facility last night. Um, there were some people. Sometimes there was not a lot there, depending on what site we got, I think. But we come back out and someone had blown up the ship. Now, obviously, the person who blew up our ship parked their ship. Oh, we got a raid from Fanes. Give me a sec. Fanes, thanks for the raid. Much appreciated. Welcome in, everyone. If you haven't done so, go follow Fanes. Let's give you a quick shout out here. I'm going to spell your name right. There we go. Go give him a follow. Be awesome.
Yeah, sorry guys, DC's a bit
yeah, so
a bit muted.
we come back out because we were about to leave, and ship was blown up, and the person who blew up the ship happened to have left their prowler dropship behind,
Okay.
and we happened to get a railgun when we were out there. So with the railgun, we blew open the back door and stole his own ship. And flew it back to the station and stored it. And we noticed when you store a stolen ship, it says captured on the ASOP.
So that's a new change they've done.
That's a new change they've done. So
Yeah. Hate on Fanes.
we pirated an ironclad with gold. Nice.
Interesting. Now that you say that, that's interesting because in 4.9, so 4.8, when they brought this system in, we tried that. I tried lending someone a ship, and someone tried lending me a ship. But as soon as they left the party or logged out, they didn't reclaim the ship. But as soon as they logged out or weren't in the party, you can't get in exterior buttons and stuff like that. So you can't actually get the lift to come down. So that's a better, at least. It's a better change. It's going to allow us to share. Yeah.
Good looking chap. Oh, you're funny.
He's
Yeah,
blurry on mine.
that was our way out.
Yeah.
To go back without having a backspace. And I think that type of gameplay, providing you have the weapons to be able to get through the armor and blow open a back door on a ship and take it because it's not claimed, therefore it's still flyable, is a viable thing to do. I don't know how long it was before he come back out and realised his Asperia Prowler was gone, and we were back at the station. He would have had to have backspaced himself. There's no way out. There's no other functional ships there. They're all blown up. So yeah, that was my interesting thing.
In saying that, so question with that: if they were to claim the ship to brick it, would it still show up as bricked in yours, or would you still be able to use it until it's captured?
No, even after it was captured, if he claims it, it'll come up as bricked.
Okay.
Yeah. So we couldn't do anything with it.
See, I'm hoping, and I'm not sure if this is in the works, but I'm hoping they bring in a system where once it's captured, it becomes yours until it blows up. You can't insure it, you can't reclaim it at all, but you can use it. So, as an example, it'll say in your ASOP, it'll say, captured. You can fly it around, you can repair it, but you can't. If it gets destroyed, you cannot claim it in your ASOP. You have to remove it. I think that would be the best option. That would open up as you said, it would open up a lot more gameplay.
Yeah.
Especially with the
components, but
especially with the Hathor sites, the PAF sites. You go down there, like people always sit above those with like Idrises and Polarises, and they'll just blow up anything in the sky. But if you come out and someone's there and they've landed a ship, and you're like, oh sweet, that's my getaway. You just take it and fly off. You should be able to do that. And I'm hearing you can do it with NPC ships if you can kill the pilot, but not blow up the ship, and take it and keep it until you until basically it blows up.
It depends on the mission. Like the one that Fane is talking about with gold, there's a good money making technique to do 6 mil plus an hour over in Pyro. You can't take that ship; it despawns. You have
Yep.
to unload it.
Yep.
So it depends on the mission and how it's set up. Like I know when I was getting the blueprints for the P8SC over in Pyro, that ship you could steal, but it was so cooked and it just didn't fly
Yeah.
very well that a left input would be a right input. Like they've reversed the inputs on it, so made it really hard to fly. But you can
Yeah.
still
Right.
fly it back to the station and land it. But if you both got off the ship when you're in the station, then the ship would despawn. So you'd have to have one person standing on board,
Mhm.
throwing out all the cargo or whatever you were doing with it,
Yep.
and then the other person to put in the freight elevator and
Yep.
put it down. So
Okay.
I get it. It depends. I guess they're trying different things,
Yeah.
mission wise, to whether you
Yeah.
can do that. But yeah, I say like keeping the ship until it blows up. I think personally, you shouldn't even be able to repair it
Yeah.
because
Because
I
it's claimed
think,
as it comes up as stolen. Yeah.
mhm. Or if it's a stolen ship and it comes up as stolen, and you're in Stanton or
Mhm.
Nix in a monitored area, then you instantly turn red,
Yep.
and then you're fair game for anyone.
Yeah.
So it'd be that risk versus reward thing, like, oh shit, sweet, I stole Idris,
Yeah.
but I'm now red to everyone, no matter where I go, if I'm within a monitored space.
Yeah.
Could
And
be
I
some
could see
good
that
gameplay.
happening when they open up more systems, like
Mhm.
not so much Castro, but ones that are
Terror.
like Pyro. You know.
I like Pyro. Lawless.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, the plan is to have Stanton, to have Terror as a high sec, I think,
Yep.
and Stanton in parts as a high sec. But Pyro and Nick's actually going to be Lawless by 1.0.
Yeah. Nix is supposed to be.
Hmm. But I said, you were telling me the other day you got attacked in a
Yes. So funny
Nix.
story. So I was over in Nix. I was looking for some Lindinium. All right, cool. I'll go around to Service Station Alpha, I believe it was. And I'm just there in my prospector. I'm like just minding my own business, and an M80 rocks up and starts trying to shoot me.
Mhm.
And I don't know if this guy was new or if he was just trash, but he struggled to kill me. I was able to fire up my like I had shields, right? He got my shields out. I was able to go into nav mode, and I was able just to jump away because there's no way I'm going to kill him, prospector. I'm not even going to try
No,
and fight. I was able to spool up, speed away, and get away. And all he left me with was a red. I think it was red engine. That was it. But I'm like, he should have killed me within 5-10 seconds if he was any
was
good.
it was it a stock M80?
Uh,
That
don't
blazes on
know.
it?
It might have been. I'm not too sure. I didn't get a good
Okay.
look. All I know
Yeah.
was an M80 because I had it targeted.
Mhm.
And yeah, and this just I don't know. They weren't very good.
Yeah, gets like that.
Baines
Answer
is
your
asking
question,
what drink.
Fanes. It is Kirk's Pasito. You know Pasito? You have Kirk's in Victoria?
Yeah, yeah,
You know the Pasito, the passion
yeah,
fruit?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm drinking.
Oh,
Sugar
nice.
free, of course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got to go with the sugar. One's just
So
water,
water, sugar free too. They're going all out.
or is it water? Hmm.
Or is
No,
it?
it's
Maybe
water.
it's vodka. Who knows?
But yeah.
Ah, what we
What are
got?
your thoughts about the PVE so far, like PVE missions in general?
Very repetitive.
They are
Needs more variety.
100%.
Are you talking about more the mining and the
Just
hauling, or are you
everything,
talking about more the pew pews and shooting other
everything,
ships?
everything.
Everything. Look, I could do Gilly 6 with a buck. Um, and yeah, so Gilly 6 with a buck wasn't too bad. Anything above that, not really. I think, oh, what do we do? Kaza, what do we do in your constellation Taurus? Was it 7, 8? I think. We might have done Gilly 8 in a Constellation Taurus
8
and took
is
down
the
a Polaris.
Polaris, yeah.
Was 8? Yeah, we took down a Polaris with a Constellation Taurus, just the two of us. Took
Yeah,
us a
that's
while.
doable.
Yeah, Polaris. Yeah, there you go. So, oh yeah, it takes a while because you got
Yeah,
to power
yeah,
plant it. But
yep. Yeah, Gnarly and I used to take out, we used to do the ERT missions for bounty hunting. We used to take out the hammerheads with just a Connie
yep.
Taurus. So one of us would go in, start hammering it, and we'd basically wait until our shields are down, go out, the other one comes in, starts doing the same thing, just nuking them with missiles as well.
You mean?
It's doable.
Yeah, there's a like doing Gilly 6 in a buck.
Mm.
You kind of have to cheese it a little bit and jump away because you can't hit the Constellation in it.
Yep.
But when you come back into Constellation, it's got its shields down, and you just hit it with missiles, and it instantly power plants it.
Yeah.
And then you've got it done. So, they need to work on the NPC intelligence, I think, and how it acts.
Yes.
Because at the moment, it's very easy. So I have over Empire, I've tried to do like some of the distressed ones, and I've got deleted by AI, the NPCs over there. AI shit. So, yeah. What else did I send you before? Yeah. So
Look,
any work,
okay.
any workarounds?
Yeah, I was gonna open up to at the moment. Have any had any how their PvE
Yep.
experience been so far? Guys, how's your PvE experience been, whether it be combat, mining, hauling, salvaging, anything in general? Because mine's been alright. Like salvaging for me and mining has been okay. I know you're not a fan
I
of
hate mining.
those. Yeah.
Nope. No mining from me.
But salvaging is for me, it's quite fun. Like I don't mind the scraping, but I'm more of like with the moth, I can just go in, crunch a ship, take all the sea mats, and get out.
Yeah.
But for
There
combat,
you
at
go.
least, all ships still. Yeah, yes,
Yeah. We've
yeah,
touched on that
same prince.
before. Yeah.
Desync,
Homework
yes,
desync. It's a very big issue
yeah.
at the moment.
So one change they've done that actually worked is ships like the Moth again and salvage ships are actually showing again what's in your offer. So in 4.8, that screen when you go to it, it'll just show how much you actually have. It didn't show you what you had, whether you had RMC or
Okay.
whether you had construction like pieces or salvage or
Mm.
whatever. It's actually showing you again, so now you can tell how much you've got of each.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, has anyone in chat own a Moth? Does this still work? Can you still pump out the 1 SEU boxes by so what you used to be able to do, the Moth is only 8, right? You can only pump out 8. But if you are under 8 SEU, all you hit is the auto eject, and it would start pumping out ones till it emptied.
Fanes are saying, yep, still works.
Yep. So and I've been saying this for ages on stream, right? They need a proper progression for salvage. You start off with the super heavy armor. Is it? Hold on, you can loot the gun for it. Yeah, yeah. So they need to start off with a salvation. Basically your entry level salvage ship that can only do 1 SCU. Then they need to do the next step, which is the fortune, which again 1 SCU, but the hopper is 12, I believe. And it's the auto eject on the outside. The next step after that should be the vulture, which has the internal storage. They should make it a little bit bigger, and they should allow you to do 2 SCU boxes instead of just ones. It's stupid that only. Then obviously the next step after that is the moth. They should change that so you can do 1, 2, 4, and 8, and then obviously the reclaimer, because the reclaimer can do all of it, but it was very stupid that the moth was only 8. Considering that, yeah, it's a major oversight. Considering that it's got the external grid, yeah.
And that was like that for the beginning, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so they just pumped that out. That ship, like all of the most recent ships, they've just pumped those ships out and gone, okay, cool, no worries.
Hey, the Moth was the most broken ship that they've released since, like, just they didn't even test it on the PTU. Everything about it was broken.
Okay. Yep.
Salvage beam was they'd toned it down so it was like 0.1 of the speed that it should have been, something like that. And then it was also, yeah, it was. And then so salvage wasn't working, the crunching wasn't working properly, the hopper was only 32 instead of 64 SEU because they didn't combine both sides, and it was just so broken.
Wasn't it also scraping really slowly, like compared to what it should
Yes,
have been doing?
that's what that's the first thing.
Mm.
Yeah, it was
It'd be like, what's
horrible.
this 10%? It's like 10% or something, wasn't it?
Hmm.
Something low like that.
Yeah,
I can't remember what they fixed
horrible.
to though,
Yeah,
but never flown a Moth, don't know.
but to be fair, I could use it as a cargo ship, which is not
Yeah.
its intended purpose because it has the external cargo, the external
Yeah.
grids. So
Why
I'm
not?
like, oh well, I'll just use it as a cargo ship instead.
If it's multi-role, may as well make
Yeah,
it multi-role,
yeah, exactly.
It's like, what do I see people putting the seats on the external grid of the rail and to transport passengers on the outside?
Yep, I've seen people do that on the Harley as well. How the
Oh, okay.
Harley extends out and they had the little external grid.
Yeah.
I've seen people do that in the past with the seats as well. That's quite funny.
Not for intended, but may as well test these things. That's what we're
Yeah,
here for, right? This is an hour for at the
yeah,
end of the day.
yep.
So, any good bugs you've encountered in workarounds? This goes to anyone in chat as well.
Me personally, no.
Like there is one at the moment where you go to retrieve a vehicle and your retrieve is grayed out because the
Mm,
hangar's bugged. Everyone got free armor in Grunfall. I didn't get the free armor. Not everyone got it.
neither did I.
So I don't know about that one.
What about the funny bug with the fire extinguisher?
Well, the word is that with all those fire extinguishers, that it was materials that you mined were actually changed into fire extinguishers. That's what they come in as in a patch.
Mm,
So I know someone that sold all their fire extinguishers for 30,000. That's a lot of fire extinguishers.
yeah.
Your favorite bug is the weapon power pit bug, and the only way to get around it is to store it and get it out again. Yep, we've had that. The other one we had today, Kazza and I, was he couldn't pull a ship out. His retrieve button's grayed out. So the workaround for that is to, obviously, if you're in a party, is to go into the other person's hangar and retrieve the ship and store it there, and then it works again.
Okay.
So that's another one.
I've had a funny bug with my prospector. So
Okay.
I'll call it up. It'll come up, and as it hits the top of the ramp, the nose gets stuck in the ground. So it's sort of
I've
like
had
it sits there, and then it sort of sits like that, and I can't get into the pilot seat. And I was able to get in once, and then I was sort of through the hangar.
Yeah.
But the problem, the thing is, I can store it again. It stores fine. It didn't blow up. It didn't do anything. And I went to a different station, claimed it, and it worked fine. But it was just
My Firebird did that quite a lot.
yeah.
I'd pull up, and then the next minute nose is in the pad in the hangar, and you can't
Yeah.
get it up, get into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Hate on Luna. Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to wait for your ad break?
Yeah. We're on an ad break on mine.
We'll wait. I don't know when mine's meant to show up.
So we'll talk on yours, and people can just they should have both streams up anyway.
Maybe they do. Maybe they don't.
Maybe they do. Yeah.
So the state of I want to get into the state of PvP as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Flash being a stream, I don't even know if it's going to work. Yeah, it does, but it's not big enough. That's great. Love it. That's terrible.
What's that?
Oh, one of my redeems. I'm going to have
okay.
to remove it. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so state of PvP. Well, you always got that PvP meta. So 4.7 was arrows with shredders and buzzsaw and buzzsaws on them. Now it's the Talon with C788s, and it's just not a lot of variety of ships to be able to go in and say, "Oh, I can compete against this or I can compete against that." Especially when now all the PvPers are most of them are running Talons, and you can't see them because they got a 3K detection range, and before it's too late, you've been taken down. So PvP needs a lot of work, though, I think, in that respect.
So
I think.
yeah,
Go on.
I was just gonna say I'm not much of a player myself,
No, I know that.
so I don't. Yeah, I don't really. I haven't had much experience with it, but I did hear something from it was from a Star Citizen video that they want to focus. They're making a lot more. The new ship they brought out, the Basher.
Yep.
They want it to be more of the light fighter meta, so light fighters should be fighting light fighters. Medium, they should struggle against medium and heavy fighters. They shouldn't be able to take out anything bigger than a heavy fighter, for example. They want to have them the basically classes, so they stick to that class range. Which I think that's how it should be. It should, you should never be able to have a small ship
punch up.
yeah, shouldn't be able to take out. Say, for example, a fighter should not be able to take out a Polaris single-handedly, or an Idris. When 4.0 was out, there was a funny bug though. I don't know if it was a bug or something they looked over, but a small ship like an Aurora could take out a Polaris in one hit.
Yep.
And all they had to do was go full speed and just ram it, and it would just puncture. It would penetrate the shield and just blow up the ship.
Oh well, okay.
Yeah. I experienced that firsthand.
They need to fix a lot of the clipping into ships and stuff too.
Yeah. How you doing, Gnarly? Yeah, Aurora used to one-shot a Polaris. It did, yeah.
But you got people. I know I can get on board a Polaris in 2 seconds if I have a bike.
Yep.
It's really easy to get on board a Polaris and an Idris.
Yeah.
Especially if they're stationary,
Yeah.
I've done it in the past where people have docked, and I've pulled out my bike and gone up and undocked their ship and taken off with it, which could be quite entertaining.
Yeah.
I don't know how we go in this patch doing that.
Well,
you have to find one that's obviously.
That's if the docking thing will let go. It hasn't been.
It's just not working.
50-50. I've tried to rip the Polaris out a few times, and I've got it to detach once out of, I think it's like 2 or 3 times. So.
You're doing it by the MFD or you're doing it by the keybond?
Both.
Both? Okay.
Yeah, both doesn't work. Can you please get your Ironclad to spawn with the command module attached? No.
No, you're banned.
Nah. But in all seriousness, I think it's is it this patch or 4.10 that they're allowing you to fly from the command module, from the central area, the operations on Ironclad.
Which is how it should have been from the start.
Yeah.
Don't know why you want to try and integrate 2 ships into one and make them fly when they're quantum drives and SCMs fighting each other in the fucking jump tunnel.
Oh man, the funny bugs. A couple of funny bugs with the Ironclads was when you'd go in quantum and you'd jump out and it would just throw the attach the command module and it would just throw the other part of the ship out.
Yeah.
And also when you go into the jump tunnel in the Ironclad and it would start 60s.
Yeah, it's all fun. So so getting back to the PvP thing again, I think at the moment you got and this just kind of goes into the next point really I'm going to talk about as well, is that the PvPers can bring you into their game play style, but the PvPers can't bring the PvPs into that.
Yep.
So that's when you get your motor hobos and your griefers and that type of thing, which then, obviously it's a long way down the track, but then it goes back to talking about the high sec systems and stuff like that you're going to get heavier responses for people that attack people in high sec systems. So I think that's going to force a lot of the PvP over into, say, Pyro and Nyx, which it has been lately, which is good.
Like, okay, so in regards to that,
Mhm.
Do you think the social tools that are coming help with that? Because if you're over in a say you're over in Stanton or you're over in Nix at the moment, right? But you're in Stanton and you're
Yeah.
just trying to do your cargo hauling and stuff,
Mhm.
and people just want to attack you randomly just for the sake of it. Like you're trying to land and they're trying to ram you or attack you and stuff like that. Do you think there
Yeah.
should be a report button? You can click report and then it sends a ticket off to CIG and they can review what's happened. So in those areas, so if someone is like going back to the Port Olisar days, people would just pad ram you.
Okay. Pad ramming is bannable anyway.
Yes, yes.
Um, regarding that side of things, though, reporting people for attacking you, I think if it does that, it should go into possibly like going back to the AI response. If they get enough reports on people doing that, then the AI ships come after them
Yeah.
because they're monitored space. They know where they are. So I think that could be a kind of a workaround. Obviously,
Yeah.
trying to get
It's
out of there, but
it's kind of a fine line between what's considered PvP and what's considered um
yeah.
I'm all for piracy in game. Like all for people setting up a like a blockade somewhere and going and pulling you
Mhm.
out and going, right, you're cargo hauling, you've got cargo on board, we want it. Give us the cargo, we'll let you live, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
That kind of
Yep.
stuff. Or,
Mhm.
they pull you out and they go, okay, we'll let you go if you give us, say, 100K. As long as there's that kind of interaction in the game and there's not just pull you out, kill you for the sake of it, and then just like whatever. I'm all for that because that's actually a valid
It is.
gameplay loop and
It is.
and part of it.
And
I've
in
had
saying that,
yeah.
yeah, in saying that,
I
the
was,
VoIP's actually been working in
yeah.
game. I was using it the last couple of days. I was
Oh,
using it today actually. So
okay.
VoIP does work. You can hail people and you can
Hmm.
talk to them. But if people don't have it set up, it's not going to work either.
Yeah.
So
You
um,
don't think it's bad, Gnarly? Yeah, okay. It depends on, but that again, it depends on where it is and what it is. If you're okay, so if you're down on planet side and say you're doing a hauling mission, right? And you're down there, um, and you're on the pad, and they know they can't shoot you because it's an armistice, right? It locks your guns, whatever. You're trying to move stuff to the elevator. They start trying to ram you with their ship, kill you. That's a no-no. If they wait for you to leave and then they try to disable your ship, that's different. But then again, like they want to remove armor together.
they do. Yeah, 100%.
Easy, how
Would
you
you
doing?
say Prince dominate them with their teleporting technology? What do you mean? What are you on about?
NPCs. Yeah.
NPCs? Yeah.
Yeah. The NPCs will dominate them when they rock up, in
Yeah,
the
because
high
they just
sec areas.
teleport
Yeah.
in behind them and blow them up.
Yeah.
Well, you look at, say, a game like Eve, for example,
Mm.
that have such a high security systems
Mm.
that you can't escape it. You're dead if you do something wrong to them. So, and I think, yeah, there's going to be PvP, but I think a lot of people that want to do the safe stuff will stay in high security systems.
Yeah.
People that want to take the risk versus reward will go into the lawless stuff and go, well, let's see if I can pull this off and make some big bucks out of it.
Yeah.
So you're going to have that.
And
So,
look, that's how it should be. As you said, like the no sec systems like Pyro, they should give you the best rewards, like most money, everything like that.
yeah, for sure.
Um, but then there's that risk there of obviously,
Yeah.
like
G'day,
yeah,
Rabbit.
as I
How
said,
you doing?
I have no issue with PvP in general. It's just
Hmm.
there's a line there, and it's hard to know where that line is at times. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what they do, I guess.
Do you think that people should be trained to defend themselves
Yes.
and not be in a big Zerg group locking down transit points?
In what regards?
There was certain organisations that locked down OM1s,
Mm.
so out of Orison, but a lot of the new players don't realise that you can cancel out of your jump and dogleg around. So I think there's been a bit more education
Correct.
on how to avoid the PvP
Correct.
rather than just jumping in and going, oh, I'm just going to go from point to point and then you get
Mhm.
screwed. A new tutorial, 100%. Shizu,
Yes.
100%.
Yes. Tutorial should be like it's a start. The tutorial they have now is a start.
Mhm.
But they need maybe an advanced tutorial because this is like
Yeah.
the basic tutorial for how to get your character, how to eat food, whatever, and then get up to the station. That's all it does.
Mhm.
They need an advanced tutorial that okay, next step is how do we avoid flight controls? How do we avoid doing this? How do we avoid how do we get around? I
Yeah.
said,
And, a lot of people don't realize you can just drop out of
Mhm.
nav and reroute. Like I do that a lot of the time when I'm going from stations to Crusader and I want to go to Daymar. I won't drop into the Crusader OM point and then jump to Daymar. I never
Yeah,
do. I always drop out part way
yeah,
from wherever I'm going and reroute.
yep.
So, but I think the routing thing needs to be a bit more intuitive too. And
Yes.
the routing problems that we're having are still this patch. So,
OMs are a pirate marker like 100 crap. Yeah. Because you can PvP everyone doesn't mean yeah. Yeah. Navigation is
but
buggy,
I
so
mean,
travel directly to the planet to get the planet. Yeah. And
in saying that, Gnarly, yeah,
yeah.
just because you can PvP, don't mean you should. But you've got people that are purely that's all they do.
Mhm.
Is this all they want to do is PvP.
And that's why they opened up Pyro.
Mm,
That's that was like that's why they were pushing people towards Pyro going, if you want a PvP, go to Pyro,
yep.
and it was I don't know. Um as for the navigation thing, yeah, I used to do that too. So say I'm heading from um Arcorp to Crusader, I would
Mm,
jump out before I actually hit Crusader, but I'm in the system. I would jump
mm,
out, and then I would reroute to say Daymar or Selin or Yellow or wherever I'm going.
yep. You get more PvP in Stanton.
Yeah, that's because where most of the players are.
That's right.
Most of the new players too, I should say.
In saying that,
Could
I attempted to do some PvP over in Pyro a couple of days ago. Didn't go well.
yeah. So
Nope.
Rabbit, I think the reason for that is because there's a lot of the newer players. They find it easier to pick on the newer players. Yeah.
Yep. They don't know how to defend
Yep.
themselves. They don't know
Yep.
how to fly decoupled.
Yep.
They don't know how to flare. They don't know that
Yeah.
they got fucking noise that they can drop as well.
Yeah.
So, um, you know, easier targets in Stanton. That's right. But you've got to also have, as I said, I've seen it a few times now around the gateways with people attacking people. The NPC security spawns and comes after them. I've seen that a few times now.
Okay.
Used to hold ETAM from Ashtons to Brios, and you get contested in Stanton way more than Pyro.
Apologies
Well, we
for
had
DC being
recently the
blurry on my
last
stream, guys.
couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, the lockdown of Checkmate on the Oz servers.
Oh yeah.
Because certain group says that doing the refueling missions was an exploit and that was their justification for it, which it wasn't. As someone who used to do quality assurance and test games myself, seek to get the data, people have got to do the missions, right? So by these groups denying people doing the missions, it's interfering with the game development. It's interfering with SIG having to spend more money to get that data, and it becomes a problem. So that's a problem right now. Is
Yeah.
the PvP doing that type of thing, and not realizing that it's actually in the terms and conditions. I think it's number 9 on the list that says, you know, denying people enjoyment of the game and interfering with, its development is a bannable offence. So,
Yeah. The amount of PvP
so
we'd go through with Maze, yes. That's when Maze was actually a game. So we used to we used to pump out the what was it called? The ERTs, so the bounty hunting, the highest level, the extreme risky targets, because a lot of the time they would have this was back the day, they would have, you know, resources that were valued a lot, but then they'd have like weevil eggs and they'd have maize and stuff inside them. So it was actually worth doing. So a lot of the time you'd bring Tauruses, you'd take down the 890s and the hammerheads, and then you would go and sell all that shit. But they've taken that out, so a lot of people are not actually, as far as I know, a lot doing those missions.
Kazza and I used to do that. We lost 2 mil worth heading to take it back to Grim Hex in a stolen C2 at the time.
Yeah.
That wasn't very nice. And we were just shot.
Yeah.
There was no reason to shoot us.
Yeah.
But obviously Grim Hex is also not a monitored zone, so you kind of got to expect it there too.
Yeah.
But it was the only place that you could sell it because it was stolen cargo.
Yeah, well, actually, that brings up a memory that we used to do. So my brother and Gnarly and myself, we'd go do those missions, and then we'd say we had a C2, we'd take it down to Brios, and we'd have 2 of us sitting in the Inferno, and we'd have the other person down at Brios just selling. And if anyone tried to rock up, we'd just go around and shoot them. And that kind of gameplay is fun. I like that.
Yep.
Same with Ghost Hollow. No one seems to go to Ghost Hollow anymore.
When did I do Ghost Hollow? Maybe in 4.6.
Yeah.
So,
Some games maybe. Yeah.
And win, by the way. Most PPE at the moment happens at jump gates, major stations, aka Orison. For innocent cargo runners starting off the game. Exactly right.
Yeah.
You got to think about it that if someone comes into a game like this and they're having a bad time in their first hour, are they going to come back? Because giving them an experience like that and go, well, shit, I just got deleted by someone who's been flying for 10 years versus someone who's been flying for 30 minutes.
So speaking of that, what do you think? Some games do this, right? What do you think about having, when you start off, having separate lobbies as such? So the people coming into the game, they enter what's like a new player server, something like that, and then like an onboarding server, and then it takes them through the tutorial, gets them through that, and then gives them a little bit time to be able to get into the game and get their feet wet, if that makes sense. I don't know how they would do that.
Did you play Elite Dangerous at all?
Like probably 7 or 8 years ago.
Do you remember the starter system that no one else could get into? No?
No.
So they had a starter system that that only starter players could get into, and they had to do X amount of missions before they could get out of it. And I think that's what we kind of need.
Yeah,
a starter system that it's in the PU, but unless you're a starter player and you haven't done this mission, this mission, this mission, this mission, and a tutorial or something along those lines to allow you to leave that system, it'll give them a chance to experience the hauling, the salvaging, the mining, all that stuff, and get the skills before they're exposed to the higher level players. I think that'd be a good way to go.
How you doing, sir? Lost 20 million in it, decided to nuke out with an A2. Yeah. Yeah. That was the same with Jumptown too. Jumptown used to be, they would just rock up with an A2 out of it. In saying that with that starting system, yeah. What's to stop, like what's to determine who's a starting player and what's to stop people, say it puts everyone in that to start with, right? What's to stop them just hanging around there and just those people's anyway?
Well, it'd purely be PvE. You wouldn't make it.
They could still ram you, yeah?
Oh, you could make it so they can't.
Knock you off course or knock you over and move the boxes out of the way.
Well, it depends. You could make it so you just clip through their ship. There's no collision, in that area, which is a possibility. And what you say, Antonio? Also, stream sniping is big at the moment. If we stream at the Big Worm, it's always 100% stream sniping. So I have recently implemented.
Make an instance.
I've recently implemented pixelating my global chat and my location, and I have a QT screen that I pop up if I'm plotting somewhere. Failing that, if you're with someone and you're streaming, hop on a turret because you can't see the locations anyway. But if you're flying, then obviously people are going to know where you're going regardless. So
Yeah.
unless you stay on like a QT, like a calculating, I've got a calculated coordinates screen, right? So unless you stay on that for your whole trip in there, and when you come into land and then turn it off, then they'd have to go through all the facilities to try and find you.
Yeah. If you do that, you have to make missions just one jobs like salvage. Yeah, they could do that. They could do that,
They'd do it.
Sandy. So
You do that.
yeah.
Missions optional. It's the ones for jobs like mine. Yeah. And we
Um
say in the PT Origin is instance already. Oh, there you go. That's an option. You could do instance versions.
yeah. So with the stream sniping thing, if there was a way you could prove someone was stream sniping, do you think it should be a bannable offense?
Yes, because they're getting third-party information that otherwise where they wouldn't.
How would they monitor that? How would they police?
You would have to have video evidence. The only way to do it. Video evidence of who's in your chat. But then, you got people that will watch Twitch and not log in, so you can't prove that either.
There
So
is something you can do though. So
Mhm.
if you're getting attacked by the same person every time, or by the same, if they're friends of people that are attacking, so CIG will know all the data, right? So
Yeah.
if you're getting attacked by the same player or a friend of that player, and they seem to be showing up to every location you're at, then I'm sure if you can show them the stream, then I'm sure CIG could do about it.
Yeah. That or give us a streamer mode for the game.
Mm.
That hides everything.
Yeah. But someone banned by using.
Hides your name, gives you a random name. What was the random name in? There was a game that come out that generated you a random username in streamer mode in the lobbies. So you'd be like player 145672, you mean, or something like that.
Yeah, I know Tarkov has a streamer mode, but only for the big, so it
Yeah.
hides their name. But
Yeah.
even still, they have to in that game. They still have. They have a going into raid screens. Was it PUBG?
It might have been PUBG. Actually, I think you might be
Could have
right,
been.
Peyton. Yeah. Rainbow Six Siege has that mode as well. There you go. So, bring that in.
Hmm.
It allows people to promote the game
Mhm.
without getting targeted by people.
Yeah.
Or having to change your name,
Because all it takes is like, I don't know about you, but I'd turn chat off, like in-game chat off in-game, because
I have it up,
everything
but
that everyone
I have it
says.
pixelated, and you can't read it. You can't read it, right? It's on
Yeah,
your
good.
left-hand side of your screen. It's pixelated. Can't read it, but I've got it there for my own intel for what I'm doing in game to see what's going on. The
Yeah.
fact that you've got it off and you don't know what's going on, you might walk into a blockade or something, right? So
Yeah,
you just don't
yeah.
know.
But it's more like somebody will say something, and then someone else will say something, and then that causes a massive fight in chat and everything, complaining and shit.
I see it there, but I said once that pixelated, you can't read it. It's like
True.
triangles. That's what mine
True.
looks like. It's triangles.
Yeah.
I'll show you. I'll send you a screenshot later.
Yep.
Of how I've got all that set up. No, it's pretty simple, dude. Not really easy to do. So what's that, Antonio? You got some banned by using console. We swapped servers 4 times, 2 different days, and was always same people, same group. We got a few banned. I went, okay, yep. Doesn't make your game enjoyable when you're getting targeted by the same people over and over again.
Oh, so back in the day when after Pyro came out, I think it was Checkmate, I'd set my home there, and
Yep.
I got into the elevator, and someone else got in too, and I wasn't aware that they removed armistice zones in the elevator while you go into your hangar. So I clicked on my hangar, and the guy pulled out a gun and shot me in the back. But
Yep.
the thing was, he had somehow glitched in and was able to stay in my hangar. So every time I went in there, I was getting shot from a random location in there. I couldn't get to my
a month
hangar.
or so ago?
No, this was like 6 months ago, 8 months ago.
Okay.
But I couldn't get to my ships. I couldn't call my ships or anything. I had to then change server, change region.
Yep.
And that, as you said, that's not enjoyable. I shouldn't have to do that
No.
because someone was able to glitch into my hangar and start killing me without repercussion.
I heard probably maybe might have been 2 months ago now. There was a guy in RS that glitched into the wall shooting people when they were trying to get their ships out from the terminal in their hangar. They just shoot him in the back,
Oh.
and they were glitched in right in that wall right behind the terminal.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they were shooting through it and clipping through it. So, um, yeah,
Yeah.
but we touched on the PvP versus PvP argument as well. So, you got a
What
memorable
about
moment.
memorable moments so far in 4.9? I haven't played. I don't think I've played enough for memorable.
One was that railgun thing with that
Yeah.
railer so far. That was just so good. I wish I'd recorded it.
Mm,
Then we had another dude there that was trying to kill us, and he said spawn there, and we just kept killing him over and over again while getting components. So
nice.
that was like a 2v1 situation. But what's your thoughts on the CQ7? Have you tried it yet?
No, I haven't. Haven't.
Kaza was saying that it's very loud even when it's suppressed, but I'm wondering if that's just an audio bug if you're in a party, because I don't know if you weren't in a party, would you hear it? But he reckons it sounds like the gun's right next to him and I've got a suppressor on it.
Oh,
Original livestreams
yeah,
not
yeah,
long
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Delamar.
Yep.
Stan was best moments. People being stranded and we had whole servers rescuing them. You know what my first experience was in this game?
Mm.
Was that I couldn't get out of Seraphim Station because it was bugged. So someone rolled up with the Polaris and rescued about 32 people. And then someone came on board as we left and shot everyone and stole the ship. We're all sitting down. Oh, thanks. Yeah, no worries. Thanks for getting us off here. And then everyone got killed on board. Yeah.
We had a situation like that back in the day where people were 18. They couldn't get out. They were stuck in Rikers. None of the elevators, none of the lifts are working, none of the hangars are working. So what we did to get we managed to get a friend out. We flew a little C8 down to where the window is at the
Yep.
spaceport, and we're able to glitch through it halfway. So we glitched it back in, and we put the ramp down. He was able to jump in and then
Yep.
run through into the ship. So we managed to rescue him that
Okay.
way.
Yep.
I've seen some funny moments like that, like ships being in stations, like the little C8s and stuff.
Remember that all the time. Yeah.
One of my most memorable moments, I've got a few for the game in general. This is not just 4.9. This is the game in general. Ghost Hollow. My brother and I went to Ghost Hollow. A group had locked it down.
Yep.
And they had, tumble AAs there. They had C2s. They had a lot of ballistas and just a lot of like anti-air ground support. So we rocked up. I parked probably about a K or so out so that they couldn't, out of range. Dropped my brother off, and I flew off to go get another ship. Whatever. He went in on foot. He managed to grab. He managed to grab the AAs and the ballistas and all that kind of stuff and sabotage them. The Centurions. He was turning them on
Yep.
their own and shooting them. He managed to blow up about 3 or 4 of them. Got away. He ran somewhere. I came in I had a C1 at the time. Came in the C1, had the back open, landed it. He jumped in, and we flew off.
Yep.
And it was just those epic moments like that really make the game fun.
It does for sure. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, I remember, I think maybe it was in 4.6. I was dicking about with a Nova tank
Hmm.
on Daymar, and an F8 came in, and I flicked a few missiles off onto it.
Hmm.
And he dived behind a hill, and I rolled up on the hill, and I had the main cannon. I just one shot him with the main cannon and the F8, took it out.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
But they need to work on ground vehicle controls too. They're just not
Mm.
smooth enough at the moment.
Hmm.
It bounces around too much.
Hmm.
Um,
Agreed.
yeah,
But we had
sometimes.
another moment. So Nally and I had a moment where the Ghost Hollow one again. Basically, this is back when the Redeemer was really strong. We
Yep.
rocked up in the Redeemer, and there was people set up on the hills and C2s and stuff like that, and an A2. So we were flying around just killing everyone. I think we ended up killing 4 or 5 of the C2s around there, and then we finally got
Yep.
destroyed. But that, like as I said, that kind of gameplay is fun, enjoyable. That's the kind of PvP that I like. It's
Yeah, fighting over a point
yeah, but
instead of fighting
and
each other. Yeah.
the problem is go solo is not profitable these days. I mean, it's what
What's out there?
140. So it's a crash redeemer. Sorry, a crash
Yeah.
reclaimer in broken
I've
into
been out there, but
pieces.
it's like what's out there though these days. You know what I mean? Like to
There's
do.
2 terminals that you need to
Yeah.
activate, and
Okay.
they go up. They start counting up with money, right? Until I think it's like 70K per terminal, and then you
Yep.
hit claim, and it'll give you that money. And then there's like a
Okay.
45-minute cooldown. So it's just not worth it
Yep.
anymore because you can make that amount of money in like one hauling mission.
Yeah. Yep.
It was good back in the day. Yeah.
You just we've done stuff out there, put someone on the ground with a bounty,
Hmm?
and try to protect them while other people have come in to try and claim the bounty. That's always
Yeah.
good fun to do stuff like that out there.
Yeah.
So, but apparently, another issue we got in 4.9 right now that I heard today is
Hmm?
Klesher is stripping you of your armor again, and the
Oh,
minables aren't spawning.
when you come out, you mean? So when you
Yeah, when you
actually,
come out, and you can't mine anything either. So that was from the Zap guys that let me know that. So that's why they're a lot of the time over in Pyro at the moment because there's no crime stat and no reason to go to Klesher.
yeah.
So
Oh, the good old days of Clipper when they used to spawn Janelite in there. We used to run it, and what we would do, we would go and set up an Ursa, so a rover, an Ursa rover, just a little bit out. And we'd have like 3 or 4 of us that would be out there. Go and we'd go and escape. So we'd go mine the Janelite first, or kill the NPCs, get the Janelite, do the escape route, put it in the Ursa, and then we also found I don't know if it was we found something where you can, if you have a gun on the gun rack, you put it on your back, and the backspace gets you to be
mhm,
able to take a gun in Klesher. So we were taking like FS9s and stuff in there. Then
mhm.
we'd do the run again, and we'd go down and start shooting people in tunnels. Um, now you could get a full bag of Janelite with 75
Mhm,
units, and it would get you about
mhm.
1.4 mil. So we were getting 4 to
Okay.
5, maybe 8 bags of it. And then we'd have one
Yep.
person outside who never crime stat, and they'd take it to Grimpex
Mhm.
and they'd sell it.
Okay.
And that was what you said, and that was quite fun because like we could fill up a bag and escape in like 20 minutes, 30 minutes if you knew
Mhm.
what you were doing.
I haven't done the escape run yet, but I've seen it done.
Yeah. Once you know the
But
path,
maybe,
it's pretty easy.
yeah, I don't know the path. I've seen it done on stream, and
Mm,
then you fall to your death and you have to start again, and
yeah.
you miss a jump somewhere. It's a
Yeah.
mini platform game, yeah,
Yep. Yep.
but it could be interesting.
You'd
But
hate to get a server error midair.
oh, for sure, 100%. So it wouldn't be fun, you know.
There used to
So
be a thing where once you got out and you go get the rover out of the little thing, you could drive to a Cutlass Black that was about 8K out. Like I think it was a mission that would um there was a mission that someone would give you escape, and you drive down to a Cutlass Black, and there's a terminal there, and you can clear your crime stat from it
okay, yep.
if you're able to escape. Yeah.
Haven't seen that one. All I know now is the escape exploit that people have been doing. You
Mm-hmm.
heard that one?
No.
Okay, so you might, if you're looking at PvP bounties, I know you don't do a lot of PvP, but if you're looking, you see escape bounty, and then they suddenly disappear, then they reappear again, then they disappear because there's an exploit currently where they park an Ursa within the bounds of Klesher under the ramp. They clip it through,
Okay.
and the person escapes, and they claim the bounty, and then he goes back in, and he escapes again, and because he sets his spawn on the Ursa,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
because it's within the confines of Klesher, you
Mm-hmm.
spawn back on the Ursa, and they just keep doing it over and over again, and just raw at 171k a pop.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think a lot of that hot fix, that talk of fixing exploits, but I don't know if that was one of them. But
Okay.
I know they were looking at exploits, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Ah, excuse me. Yeah. Anything else you want to touch on?
Well,
Do you
has
want to
anyone in
have do I
chat
have a
had
look at
memorable moments?
Spectrum?
Oh, we can.
Have a quick look at Spectrum. We'll post the links in chat here if people want to look at what we're looking at. Do you want to look at that one you sent me before?
Yeah.
which is the
So
one on the little TV in the background here on my stream, which is going back to bugs.
on here. So yeah,
You
basically,
can't-
I saw this article before. Someone said too many bugs. 4.9 is another failure for CIG.
Actually,
Where
here,
to
if people want
start?
to have a read that long.
Yep. Where to
Mhm.
start with the current bugs? 1. Game constantly crashes. That seems
No.
more like a user error.
Yep.
I don't mean to sound rude, but that sounds like a user error more than anything. They
Mhm.
really need to just clear the cache and verify files, reinstall. It sounds like a hardware issue more than anything else. Point 2.
Drivers.
Yeah, drivers. When you
Mhm.
quantum to a destination, your ship is stuck and will not turn nor move forward. No workaround for it. Roll F4, then you have to verify files for the 100th time. So I haven't had that issue that much.
Me other.
I've come out of quantum and my ship has been stuck for maybe a second or two where I can't move, but it's because it's trying to me and my understanding, it's trying to reposition me in the world and trying to get my location, update location,
Mhm.
and then it starts moving. Usually, to resolve it, you can just turn off your engine, turn it back on, or your system. Just press U and U again, and it'll fix it.
Some of the trouble is sometimes when you jump, you get that rotation lock, the right shift. That
Yep.
stops you moving and rolling.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. Yep.
so that sometimes it enables itself, just like
Mm.
sometimes your quantum drive we had today was turning off after a jump.
Yep.
So, that's a new one for us. We're like, why can't I
So,
jump? The quantum drive was off.
so point 3, salvage bug happens when you refine constructed materials. You are blessed with useless empty boxes. This bug has been around for 7 months, counting, and it breaks game immersion. I've had this happen to me. I went and refined some construction materials, and then I sold
Mhm.
them, and I was like, oh, why have I got all this stuff in my freight elevator? I was showing all these construction materials. When I brought the boxes up and I went to move them, they said empty. So that one I can say has happened to me, and it is annoying because it takes up so much space.
Mhm.
Um, or you cannot put modules on the golem. Now I've heard this as well. I've heard the golem. You don't do mining, but I've heard that this is an issue as well.
Yep. What a
Point
dog.
5, hauling missions in Pyro are totally busted. Cargo does not appear after you accept mission. Well, we spoke about that one earlier. So yeah, that does happen. Number 6, when you spawn into the game and try to call up a ship, all ships are grayed out. You have to log out and jump to another server for the workaround for this one. So you
No,
spoke about this earlier, didn't you?
I did, yeah. So earlier, speaking about this one, was having another hangar to go into to retrieve your ship from and
Yep,
then store it again. So I apologize for the dog barking in the background. It's the
you're
next
fine.
door dog. So I
Point
don't know if
7,
you can hear it, but
CIG needs to optimize the game. The FPS is absolutely horrible, and yes, I do have a gaming PC.
it's an alpha,
Uh,
bro.
I love when people are like, I have a gaming PC.
So do I.
Yeah, so do I. So does everyone. So do most people that play this game. It's not optimized.
It's not optimized. It's an alpha. Define a gaming PC. A PC you play games on. We know you have problems, but you're back on AM4 still. But then again, I'm like last gen too, really.
Yeah. But I mean, a potato with 2 cables coming out of it is not a gaming PC.
120 FPS in Babbage. I get 100 in my hangar in Area 18. I'm seeing 130 odd, and
Yeah,
my
see,
1% lows are like 90. So
see,
that's definitely better.
and that's because of your system. I'm getting
Mm.
80 to 100 FPS in, and my system is what's considered sort of like it's not a high end system, but it's not on the low end either. It's sort of mid of the range. It's an i7 117. So the CPUs, what are they up to now? Like 10th gen or something?
Your 11th gen. They're like
Yeah,
Ultra
like
series now.
4 or 5 gens behind, and I'm running a 3080 as well. So,
Yep.
that's also like, and I'm getting 80
That's 12
FPS
gig
in.
of VRAM in it.
My one's got 10. Well,
10, is it? Okay.
10. It's 10. Yeah.
And then you look at NVIDIA have released the 3060 again with 12 gig of VRAM. So, There's boost clock, isn't there? Though, you know what I mean? Like, I'd class my systems. I'm not high end, but I'm high end.
Hmm.
I'm on a 14700K and a 5070 Ti and 64 gig of RAM,
Yeah.
and I still struggle in places. So,
Hmm?
but it definitely needs optimizing for sure.
Oh,
100%.
100%.
100%.
I will say it is a lot better than what,
Oh yeah, for sure.
and it's getting better every. Um, the guy goes, "These are just a few bugs I encountered in a few hours I tried to play during 4.9. I have no doubt there are many. At this point, the game is
Mhm.
almost in an unplayable state. After CIG came out saying 4.9 is meant to address bugs, I find it disappointing that they cannot deliver. You have to do better. I'm not trying to bust your balls, but a lot of frustrated players out there play the game CIG promised to make. I know the game is an alpha. There we go. He understands it as an
Mhm.
alpha. The excuse only goes so far. CIG has to do a better job of understanding and addressing known issues, communicating with the player base in a timely manner, and holding them accountable for players. There is no doubt in my mind that Squadron 42 will not go out this year. In a couple of months, CIG will come out and say that the game is delayed due to one reason or another. CIG just promised. What a shame.
Saying that Squadron 42s, yeah, it's the PU is going to be banking on Squadron 42 doing well, but the PU also has to be playable in a playable state that people are going to go, oh, I want to see what else there is.
Yeah.
I can join the PU. I can go play
Mhm.
that. And then they go to play the PU and it runs like a bag of dicks. Like,
Mhm.
you know, so.
So, saying that, this 4.9 patch with the bug squishing and the optimization and all that kind of stuff, I think, and people won't agree with me on this, but I think that this is their first step of ramping up Squadron 42 release. They want to get the servers better. They want to get them in a better state. They want to get Squadron out this year, and they want to have it, as you were saying, so that when Squadron does release, people jump over to Star Citizen, and they want a good experience. And this is their first step of trying to get the servers state where the game is going to be playable, and especially with instancing.
100%.
Instancing, I think, will help a lot because you don't have to stream in the entire area. So you're going to have a
Yeah.
lot of you stream in the instance area, but you don't have to stream in Orison, or you don't have to stream in the Crusader system,
Yeah.
things like that. So and
That's what
4.8
Zappa
is
just
perfect.
said there as well. He
Yeah.
said the game will need to be optimized to run on the 30 series
Hmm.
GPUs at the fastest for
Yep.
the foreseeable future. That's
Agreed.
right, because a lot of it's out of reach for people.
Hmm.
So,
And yeah, Sandy said 4.9 has been leaps and bounds better than 4.8 is a perfect no, but it's exactly
100%.
100%.
And that comes down to their AI validation tools and them ironing out some of the bugs, right? So,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah.
Uh,
And how
The
you doing?
the cleanup script, does that actually work?
Yeah, 5 hours.
So it actually,
The
what does it determine as an abandoned ship?
something that's been bricked, so it's been claimed.
Okay, so what if you then were to land on a pad and not claim your ship? Log out. Does it also count that?
I would think so to a degree because you would have to think that all right, you're not logged in, so therefore the ship is abandoned.
Hmm?
Therefore, it's not bricked, but it's
Yep.
abandoned. If you
See,
leave it on a
that's
pad, you know.
yeah.
I know what you mean. I
See,
know what you're getting at, but
that's what I was saying to a couple of guys I was playing with the other day. I was like, so how does it determine what is a abandoned ship? Like, because theoretically, what it should do is, yeah, as you said, if you log out and you leave a ship on a pad, it should just after 5 hours should just clear it. Because I went over to Nick's Gateway in Stanton, and there was ships on the pads everywhere. There's like mainly Perseus's,
yeah,
all those bloody Perseus owners. But no, as long as it clears it up, I'm more than happy with that. I think it's a great step, especially to improving server FPS as well.
yeah.
Hand over to
I
game
think it's
rules, it's brick. But then again, does it
yeah.
hand it over to game rules if you log out? If you log out and leave it on a pad or leave it sitting somewhere in the universe, does it hand it over to game?
I think it should because technically you're abandoning it if you're not logging back in. If you don't log back in within that timer, then it's abandoned, right? It's
Yep.
scrapped. which is what Sandig's saying anyway. So
Okay, cool. It's good to know.
yeah.
This,
And in saying that, I have noticed that there haven't been as many ships abandoned on pads, like at major gateways. I can go and land and rearm and refuel. So why am I told sometimes I grab people's feet in adjacent bathroom stalls? That's nice to know. It's great.
that's what COG does too.
Yeah, they do that. Take your pants as well sometimes.
Yeah. And your wallet.
Yeah, there's another. So that one we just looked at then on Spectrum. There's another one from 8 hours ago. Right now, SC is unplayable.
You want to send me the
SC
link for that one?
Yep, I'll send you a
See
link.
that?
Give me a sec. I'll chuck it in chat here. So there you go.
Sweet.
So SC Live has reached a stage where it's no longer about bugs. The game probably has reached its final unplayable stage. There's very little remaining to do in the game. What I noticed from the public chats, players seek workarounds instead of reporting the issues, probably because no one's home to hear the knocking of the doors. Simple missions might work if you're lucky, but multi-stage like QV missions, they reset in the middle of the steps and tell you to go to the location. Often you start the day with paying a lot of money trying to retrieve a ship when the retriever's grayed out. You have to log out and back in again to fix it. But that's still fine. No one can do hauling to get the money back, but the hauling missions don't work either. A quick fix is to reverse to 4.8. At least it was playable despite all its bugs.
Oh my god. Yeah, so that last statement, is that guy trolling or what?
Yeah.
Because
I would say so. But again, this comes back to having that grayed out issue getting to another hangar to pull your ship. It's just not knowing that, yeah, there is a workaround for it. Has anyone posted an issue council? Who knows? I haven't looked. So
yeah,
his main gameplay loop is obviously hauling, which isn't great right now. The game is not unplayable. Exactly.
yeah. When people say it's unplayable, you just go, well, in what way is it not playable for you?
Is it critically? Is it game breaking? Is it critical? Is it just a polish problem?
Is it unplayable for you or for everyone?
That's right.
Yeah.
So
Because people on Spectrum think that their opinion is the all and end all. That if it doesn't work for them, doesn't work for anyone else. Like, okay, going back to 3.18 when they brought in that was what, one of the worst patches they ever released. In terms of being able to get into the game. People had so many issues. People, they were getting the characters locked out. They couldn't, shard locked. Whereas my experience, I had no issue with it. I was able to get in. I was able to play. I was able to do everything I could do. So just because those people had the issue doesn't mean it's the same for everyone.
that's right. All comes down to situation and location at the end of the day. It's always changing in the PU, I find anyway. I never paid 3.18, so I didn't have that problem. I have been shard locked before though, but then I worked out a little workaround. If you ever shard locked, go into Arena Commander and launch it so you're actually in the physical match, and then go to your character repair screen and kick it while you're in the match, and it'll boot you out.
Right. Okay.
So you'll see that disconnect in the game, that you've been disconnected from the server. That generally works for me.
Yeah.
It's a whole patch. Wow.
See,
Wild.
again, it was perfect for me. No issues at all. It was probably one of the best patches. As being a smart ass, but yeah. But again, they had to release that to live. People were saying, "Oh, they should have kept it in the PTU." They had it in the PTU for months. They were testing it. They got all the data that they could from. There wasn't that many people in the PTU testing it, so they had to push it to live so they could get the data. What are your thoughts on that? Like them just pushing patches to live to get the data, because a lot of people are not. There are people that, but most of the people are on the live. Don't have time to play.
I didn't touch PTU for
Either.
4.9 at all. I went, you know what? I'm going to get in here and I'm going to get more annoyed, and then I'm just not going to enjoy 4.9, where I just come in with no expectations and it's actually been a bit of a better experience for me in that respect.
I think the biggest issue they have at the moment is communication. If they were to say to people, look, we right now have got all the data we can get from the PU. We're going to release
Mhm.
this to live. It's going to be rocky. It's going to be bumpy. It's going to be issues. But understand that we're trying to collect data. I think a lot more people would be understanding. Yeah,
As
exactly,
Sandy
Sandy.
said. Mhm.
Yeah. And I just
And you
think
don't,
better communication around that would help a lot. It would ease players' tension a lot more.
but if you're getting players denying people the ability to test certain missions,
Hmm?
then it's going to take them longer to get the data. It's
And
going to cost them more to pay the developers to then have to scrape that data over a longer period of time than what they could get it. So it comes
well,
down to also the players doing their part too and not
correct.
causing issues. So
But as you said, like that can lead to a bannable offense. So if you then just ban those players, you're most likely not going to have that in the future.
yeah, that's right.
I don't care if they've got their concierge, their whales or players. If they're doing stuff like that, just ban them. Don't care if you've been around it for 12 years. If you're doing shit like that, ban
Let's
them.
have a quick look at the issue council, see what the trending topics are. Because that's always interesting to see what the big issues are on this
Yeah.
at the moment. So
What's everyone else's thoughts on that?
what's that, banning people?
Just banning people and just like the testing, going to live, sending messages to player base in general. Just be like, look, we've got all the data we can from the PTU. We're going to put this patch out. We expect issues. Please let
Yep.
us know if there's any issues.
Give a heads
Just the
up.
communication. Yeah, that's all
Yep.
they need to do, and I think that would earn. That would. There'll still be people that complain and everything, but it would actually a lot of people would be more understanding and be like, okay, they've done this. They've let us know. Do we want to do this patch or do patch?
Yeah. I think that all comes down to, if you communicate with your player base, then the player base are going to respect you more.
Hmm?
If you give radio silence and then just release something that's absolute dog shit, like they
Yeah,
have done in the past, and it just pisses people off because there was no prior warning that, hey, this patch is not going to be great. We're testing some things on this one. Let us know how it is. A bit more communication on their part would go a long way, I think. But
I think so, yeah.
all right, trending topics and stuff
Mm.
that's been confirmed. I guess we'll go over the last.
Uh,
Um, this is since yesterday. Pyro cargo missions not spawning cargo. That's one.
hmm?
ASOP terminals retrieve grayed out. We've gone over that as well. Cargo loading on missions at collection sites. I don't know what they mean by that. Let me have a quick look.
I found this one. I thought it was pretty funny. The game works perfectly. You have no right to complain. Game is fine. It's perfect. It's a masterpiece. You're suggest anything wrong, and if you don't like it, then you're off and take the money and your expectations somewhere else. This is what Spectrum's evolved into.
Yeah, that's Spectrum
Yeah.
really. Okay, so
Yep.
this one here, that one I
Hmm?
was just reading,
Hmm?
the cargo loading on missions at collection sites is
Hmm?
actually, they need to redo that title because that's a horrible title. But they're
Yeah,
just saying it should be saying cargo not on freight elevator when picking up from mission location is what that is. We've gone through that
yeah.
too. So that's that one. But I understand some people English isn't their first language.
Hmm?
QV passcode disks go white after completing code and unusable.
This is what I was talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm. So
Have a look at.
let's see, and there is 70 people have upvoted it. Code detect smuggler's QE passcode disk in 3 locations. It shows complete. Put it in backpack. Pull it out. It turns white and does not open the door. Is that what you
Hmm?
had?
Yes, so that's the
That's no
situation I was
bug.
talking about. Yeah, so
That's
it
something you
would
probably want to contribute.
you'd complete, and then yeah, it would say just be like a blank screen, the
Yep.
actual card itself.
Hauling goods not spawning. Stored ships cannot be retrieved. Free rentals in AC were removed. Now,
Hmm.
I know the arrow was free. Now it costs you money. I was reading about
Yeah,
this
okay.
earlier today. So now this is going to put Arena Commander off limits to a lot of the new players that actually want to learn to fly and do
Hmm.
it outside the PU,
Yeah.
because now they've got to earn the rec points to be able to rent it, and it's 29,700, I think it was, to rent one now, and you start with 30,000.
Yeah, okay.
And you can't even fit it out with the guns or whatever to be able to train against other people if you wanted to do that. So um, that's an issue cancel thing.
Yep.
No loot boxes comps in distribution centers, apparently. Staff have replied to that one. Let me have a look.
What do they mean by that?
So this person said, took courier mission to a distribution center, both in Microtech and Harrison. There are 0 loot box spawns at the distro center.
Ah, yes. Yes, I've heard about this. So you know the distro centers that used to have like those orange boxes around?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. They just took them out. And I don't
We've seen a couple. Myself and Kaz have.
yeah.
They do appear. They're not
So
consistent, though.
yeah, that must be like a random spawn. Like, just they're there sometimes, they're not there other
Yep.
times.
So Zayrus from Seek says QA has completed their initial triage and investigation, and the issue has been handed off to the appropriate development team. So they're aware of it.
Mhm.
So they have responded to that one. And I like to look at the ones that say the staff have responded to it. Staff responded to the travel to Levski, land and store the ship normally, go to ASOP retrieval terminal, try to retrieve the ship, notice the ship cannot be retrieved, try to claim the ship, notice that the claim does not work either, the ship remains in the stuck stored state.
Okay.
Have you had that?
No.
Have you been based out of Levski or out of one of the
No.
service stations?
No, no.
Okay.
I'm based out of Orison this patch.
Horizon? Okay. So staff replied, scroll on down, just give me a sec. He says, I'm trying to reproduce this. I'm wondering if in reproduction, if you are logging out when the ship is being stored, or is it all the same session without logging out during the ship storing? So they have problems reproducing that one. This is why it's good to actually put your actual steps of what you were doing at the point.
Definitely.
What else we
I'll
got
be
here?
going.
Lost all items stored inside boxes in home inventory. That's normal.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'll be going to an ad in about 4 minutes.
Yep, that's fine. That's no worries.
The one I used to have was like, have they had any more about the Pacific hangar disappearing at your home location? Because that's been a
Pressure,
common
losing
thing.
gear and exit.
That's been so common. Like, you'll leave your home location and then you'll come back and it'll give you a small hangar or a medium hangar. Not say you got an extra large, it won't give you extra large.
I had that last patch, but it fixed itself in 2 days.
Yeah.
So look, quick type here. Personal hangar missing. 29 minutes ago. Last
Okay.
post. Join server at home location. Spawn in the hab, not in the hangar. Attempt to go to personal hangar. Hangar doesn't exist until you pull a ship up from the shared terminals. So it lost their persistent hangar.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, we're on an ad break.
Mhm.
Where's
Sure.
the is the issue cancelled through Spectrum or is it actually on the RSI web?
Issue cancelled. Issue-cancel.robertspaceindustriescom. Do you ever check it?
Ah,
No?
no, I don't.
Worth looking. I'll go through it and I'll contribute to the issues I have issues with, the reports. Probably need to log in. I'm going to
On
be
the issue.
right back. I'm just going to grab a drink. So I'll be right back, people, while we're waiting for this ad break to roll.
Oh, yeah. So cookies. So how is everyone doing? You guys all? So what is there any issues that you guys been having in chat? Yeah, you've done the new. Hey, your back's made a bit sore. So is mine. Must be that old age I'm hitting. Oh, nice, nice. So, okay, I have a question about that, Sen. I'm still in the first rep level, but once I get to the next one, so if I keep pumping out the shipboarding one, I get to the second. So I'm at neutral. If I get to the second one, does it open up more missions? And if so, what missions? Yeah, okay. So what type of missions? Because I don't want to go around trying to scan minerals. I want to be able to board as well, and you need.
Your Reco Battaglia stuff I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah, Reco.
I haven't done any of it yet, so but
I've done
I
the
think I
shipboarding
will.
and I've done the scanning. Data recovery. You go
Mhm.
to a station to find server and down. Okay, is that all, or is there more? That's where you find the CQ7s, right? Okay.
You can also buy the CQ7s from any of the main gateways in the armor stores
Mm.
if you don't want to go looting for them.
You've had a dickens of a time downloading the game. In what way is that a ship distress though? Yeah.
They're not bad. Has anyone reported that the audio's been broken on them though? The CQ7, even with a suppressor. That's what I want to know. Haven't really used it much. I've been using it the last couple of days. I actually quite like it. I would love a tweaker compensator for it to up the
Mm.
fire rate. 18 hours to download. That's wild.
Wow. Yeah. Haven't used them much. Yeah. Okay.
There's 27 of them.
So this is that issue I was talking about earlier with the ship clip the hangar when
Mhm.
I want to upvote that because I had the same thing. So start game, go to ASOP term and retrieve ship, go to hangar, half the ship in floor, one evidence attached. Yeah. That through.
Are you looking
So
at
yeah.
trending or all issues?
I don't know, just this one here. This was reported on the 19th. But this has happened to
So
me in
most recent.
4.9.
Mhm.
Unable to get into ship. Storing ship makes it immediately disappear, or retrieve ship functions are grayed out, unable to retrieve any. So I've had this happen. I've been able to send it down and send it back up, and it does the same thing. But then I go to a different station, and it seems to claim it there. Colors are white, black, and infantry green.
Is that the ship clipped into hangar when retrieving?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I'm going to upvote that too because I have the same problem.
Yep. That's on hardwired network with the down. Yeah. Yeah, that sucks.
Cargo lift still broken. Cargo disappears in in exterior freight elevator. Reclaim a salvage Battaglia mission has a problem apparently.
Claim a salvage, but clear. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Able to do Ling family intro because of freight elevators. Ship unknown retrieved at ASOP in 4.9. Where's the
So
one with the power pips?
this one, there's two that seem to be the same. One says pyro cargo missions spawning cargo, but then hauling goods not spawning. They're similar because they're similar
Yeah.
sort of views, I guess. Polaris Energy.
Transit point Glacium Alpha not loading. Tractor beams unable to interact with NERSA. Then there's some Chinese writing that I can't read. Have you had issues with the swapping out armor and it's just not updating quick enough?
To be honest, I haven't had that one, but I haven't tried.
I had that yesterday and I had to run around to 3 different terminals to get my inventory to come back up.
Yep.
MFDs cannot change power pips. There's one. I'm going to upvote that because that is a problem.
What about this one? Tiburon laser does no damage. Does anyone have a Tiburon?
No.
Fired laser and parked Idris in PU. Fire laser at park. What happened? Laser first works, has hit markers, and suddenly stops working. See video, Idris shields rebuild. Laser should do damage when fired. Work around.
Hey, Kaza, using the NDBs today, did you have any hit registration issues? If you're still here? I know Ant did. He did today. Was it kind of hit and miss? I think there's something wrong with the NDBs currently. Sometimes it would. Okay. Yeah, I think there's an issue with the NDBs currently because I had this when I was flying with someone else in their Scorp and I wasn't registering. And I noticed that with Ant when he tried NDBs on the Basher and it wasn't registering in
Okay.
AC. So.
So this one, I've heard about this one. I haven't experienced it myself, but I have heard about it. The QV 4.9 QV breaker station repair door is not opening. So the ones where you got to put the, I believe. Have you been to those breaker stations at all?
Not this patch. I have been to them in the past.
So
I don't
basically,
have
they
it
head to the
unlocked.
get to sector
Mining,
1.
you know.
Yep. Get to sector 1 or 2 to the door. Repairs. Repair the bottle on the left of the door. Light becomes. The door should have opened. It's fully repaired, and then head until the light turns green.
So what? They repaired the door and it wouldn't open.
Yeah.
Could I have been in the middle of a server error?
Cobain. They didn't give enough explanation, like what was happening in the server. Did they check the server FPS? Things like that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like again, I haven't been out there because of the mining rep. Like the freight elevator thing really after the wipe, I was trying to grind up the Shubin rep so I could go and do the breaker stations. Or the rock cracker stations. Because I like to do them exclusive. And what I would used to do, this is the quickest way to level up the mining stuff. You would go take a salvage contract and find one that is a cargo ship because they normally have 1 to 4 SCU of cargo on board depending on what it is. whether it be like iron, copper, whatever, and then just go take those boxes because they're 0 value and
Yep.
quantity, and go hand those in for the mining missions, and that would level up your rep for Shubin till you get to
Mhm.
enough. I tried to do that a few times, and obviously the freight elevators weren't working down on this on where I had to drop it off, so I couldn't do it. So I'm just like, you know what, fuck, I can't be bothered. It comes into that time management. Many people don't have 8 hours
No,
to play this game.
a
Uh,
lot of people like to min max in this game too. I've noticed as well.
hmm,
So,
going back to that,
Mhm.
they've talked about ways to get you in the verse quicker because I found I've been noticing alarming issues. Not so much alarming, but I've been noticing issues in the past when you go to jump on, and this happens sometimes on my streams too. Like I'll go to jump on, go like, oh, we'll go do this, but it takes us an hour to meet up with each other because someone's
Yeah.
over in Pyro or someone's in
Mhm.
Tressler. I know I'm over in Orison, and we're all trying to collaborate to try and get together. It shouldn't have to take that long to get to play
No.
with your friends, especially if you've got only 2 to 3 hours to play. They were
Mhm.
talking about ways where you can jump in. So, whether you can like choose to spawn on your friend in their ship, but I don't know. Do you have any ideas what they could do? Does anyone in chat have any ideas what they could do? Ways around it, ways they could make it better?
You would have to start a party as a multi crew if you were to do it on a ship, and you would then select the ship and your start location, and maybe it would just spawn you in the verse somewhere. Only real way I could see that working. Um,
So,
or select a station to spawn at, you know?
fast travels that cost to any major city, yeah,
This would be
possibly,
the
but
shuttles, right? This is what the shuttle
mm,
system was meant to be, like the transit system at the major spaceports, something like that.
they were
But
talking
fast
about
travel would be a good idea.
being able to like fast travel to your teammates, but then they would have to restrict it to certain areas because, for example, contested zones, things like that. There would have to be ways where they would have to areas they would have to restrict because you could be down in like an ASD side or looting or whatever, and mate jumps on. It's like, oh yeah, spawn on me, and then you spawn down there, or if you're in a PvP battle,
Mhm.
um, and again, they could do that by just saying you can't spawn on someone who's in combat, but um, you know,
But do they have to be in combat when it's, say, a transit point jump gates being locked down and someone could just spawn at Levski, for example,
mm,
and fly out to the Pyro Gateway or whatever thing? It takes them 2-3 minutes to get out there, and they can instantly claim their ship.
well, I don't know. I don't know what they do. I don't know. Like, I'm not a game developer.
Yeah. I think, like, ideally, again, this comes back to Elite Dangerous, right? Say I had a quantum drive
Mhm.
in Stanton
Yep.
and I was based at Levski and I wanted that quantum drive from Stanton to Levski, but I didn't want to fly it. Well, then in Elite Dangerous, you would go, all right, I need this item to here. It's going to cost me money and it's going to give me a timer to when it's
Mhm.
available. And you go, yep, you pay it. And then it appears 20, 40 minutes later in your inventory where you sent it from.
Yeah. And I like that idea.
Mhm.
What do you think about some people were talking about us, oh, it should be a physical game, so like there's a physical part. But then that opens up a whole bunch of exploits and camping, shuttle stations stuff, and then taking people shit from.
Yeah, that's
As you
right.
said, like if you say, hey, I want to transport it here, and say maybe even make it depending on distance. So if you want it to another system, so from
Mhm.
Stanton to Nix, it could take hours because it's got
Yep.
to calculate the jump through the gate and everything like that. Whereas if you're going from, say, New Babbage to Olisar,
Yep.
to Orison, it might only take 40 minutes.
That's right. And and even doing that, it's like, well, I might want to go earn some money while I'm waiting for this part to rock up. So, and then you just work your money back from doing it that way. And I guess it's more of a viable system now that components are bricked
Yeah.
and it's registered to you, that you could also possibly do it as you request that and it pops up as a mission for someone to take and deliver your part, even though it's registered to you. So it's still technically bricked, but it's your part. But they just take it from Stan, let's say Area
Mm,
18 to Levski, and they put it on a freight elevator and put it down, and it completes and it goes in your inventory, and they get paid for it.
yeah. But then
Opens up another mission type, does it not? So
but then what's to stop them from taking it and dismantling it?
it's still registered to you. They couldn't do it.
You can do that with bricked items though.
Yeah, that's bricked, not registered to you items.
What if they just dump it? Then you don't get it. Like, fuck it, and they just dump it. Do you still get the item?
You would have to get the item, but it'd have to be at more cost to the person who's abandoned the mission, right? Like triple the cost of that out
Yeah.
of their money. If it puts them into a negative value, then they got to work it off. Like
You
I
need
could see
the
it working. You'd have to work
yeah.
out the little
Yeah.
nuances for it, but
Yep.
it'd be something good for people who like to do the hauling stuff. Oh shit, I've got to pick up a quantum drive, a
Yeah.
M5A cannon,
Mhm.
and a missile rack,
So
and take it out.
player generator missions. Yep.
hmm I think that'd be a really cool
I
interaction for people. You might get
think
to
so
meet
too.
you get to see a little tracking mark of
Mhm.
where they are on the map, and you might be able to meet up with them. Meet some people. You know.
I think when social tools come in, that might be a way that they go about doing things.
Yep.
So Luna said here in Eve, the player is an entire corpse that specialize in shipping. There is a player contract system you can hire them, create a contract and with a built-in insurance system, and the players will pick up your cargo and ship it where you're moving home base to a different part of the galaxy. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yep.
yep,
Similar type of thing. Hmm.
yeah. So yeah, they could do something like that where it's like, and then maybe that builds up rep, so builds up a trust system. The more
Yeah.
reputable people will get paid more for transporting the parts.
hmm
If you build up your rep with that particular thing, instead of giving you like 20K transporting it, you know, people will, it might give you a base of like 80K or 100K, and then people might throw in a tip as well and go, yeah, most people probably won't, but
And the cool thing with that, because you've got obviously, we've got Adiago Holdings and
Mhm.
all those and Kovalex and stuff. Why could there not be a corporation built into the game that is specifically those player generated missions that gives
Agreed.
you the rep for it?
Agreed.
As I said, it's a cool idea, like for people that want to do hauling
Yeah,
or move stuff
definitely.
and make some money. Oh
Yeah.
shit, I'm going from Area 18 to Levski. Let's see what I've got a Cutlass Black or a Raft or something. Let's see what needs to be moved. I'll make some money on while I'm going there on my way. Win-win. So person gets their part, you make money.
Now
So,
there has to be an incentive for someone to do it. 'Cause if there's a hauling mission to locations that gives you more, what's to make the what's to
or it'll
stop
pay
people
you
from
more, obviously. But
yeah.
then, obviously, again, it's like trying to build up that rep system, right? As
Maybe
well.
when rep come in, it gives you better reward. So
Yep, better
maybe it helps
rewards.
you
Yep.
unlock
hmm
certain blueprint.
Yep. That
And I guess we
another
won't know
monetary
until
value. Then
yeah.
better equipment. Maybe
Yeah.
it'll give you access to special hauling ships. Who knows?
Well,
But
see,
you know,
I've always said with the reputation that should do they should be they should like the different factions, and then when you get to a certain point of that faction, it unlocks certain blueprints that say, for example, say okay, use the Atlas drop for an example, right? Because
hmm
a while ago they took a lot of those components out of the shops, so you couldn't
yep.
buy them anymore. You only either find them in the verse
hmm
or whatever. What they could do now is go right. There's only stock components in shops, and if you want anything else, you either have to find it or you work up your rep with this faction, and then you can craft it.
Yep.
Like you'll get a blueprint at a certain rep, craft it for.
which is what it's like now, really, isn't it? To a degree.
Yeah, it's like the first step.
Hmm. So, and then like, what's the other thing you could do at the end of the day? Again, for that side of things, people want to craft some stuff. Well, yet the miners then could do, people put in an order for crafting materials to better craft stuff because they've got the
Well,
blueprints, and then
yeah, and
someone else
it's
picks up that mission, goes mines it, gets paid by the in-game mining corp, depending on what the materials is and how much it's worth and the quality and stuff as you go higher up the rep chain. So,
yep,
and then they can get as rewards again, as you're saying with your blueprints, your different mining heads and that type of thing. So, auction house.
yep,
Yep, that's been discussed as well. I'd like to touch on that topic too. That's a good idea.
yeah, yeah,
So, selling components and stuff instead of relying on, say, UEX and Seastone and all that type of stuff. Why not have use TDD as a trading hub to list your items and sell them?
yep,
And then when someone goes, yep, I want to buy that one, it goes cool. And then it goes into that same sort of transit system I was talking about earlier with moving parts from one system to another. And then they pay for it. And then it takes X amount of time to get there. And then you get your money when it arrives.
So
I think that's
if you have like a super, say you have a really high statted, someone crashes, would it then
be
so
insured.
say that they crash, it'd be insured, so to put it back at the location it was.
Yep. Yep. Then they lose rep because they've crashed or they've been pirated or whatever.
Yep.
Again, the pirating is not going to come into play because everything's bricked right now. I don't know how they're going to get around that bricking side of things.
Yeah.
But it's a good way to stop the duping, that's for sure. But yeah, you'd have to have it insured. Any way to do it for that type of thing. But I like the idea of that. That way you can advertise on a, I want to, similar to going to a station and buying a component.
Yeah.
You're selecting the component in your list. You got, oh, okay, I've got my power plants, whatever one I'm looking for, and these are all the ones for sale, and this is the player's name, and this is the time frame it's going to take to get there. So, it could be obviously more expensive to get a higher stated component, especially if you get past 1.0 and you're going into systems, that are going to take you hours to traverse to get from, say, Stanton to whatever in real time for jumping. Then it will cost you more, depending on what it is. So, I think that would be a really good step in the game, to be honest.
I think so. It will be.
And that way, you're not wasting your time mining stuff just for yourself.
Yeah, well,
Or
if you've got other people,
you got.
so you send
That's
out
right.
a thing and say, hey, I don't want to go.
Mm-hmm. As a mainly solo player, you feel like you're forced into group play. For example, most of the high quality rocks for crafting need multiple players to crack them. As a solo player, I could just buy the ore I needed off auction house at a higher cost.
Correct.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Now, I hate mining.
Yep.
I refuse to do it. I might have to force myself to do it because it's getting to that point
That's all right.
now.
I will knock you out, put you in a, make you mine. I
Make me
won't let you
mine.
out. You mine, yeah.
Someone's standing over me with a gun. Operate the turret. Yeah, I don't like mining. I don't even think I have any crafted components. Everything I've got is looted at the moment. I've got access to crafted components. I was going to ask for them, through an org. But again,
Yeah.
as you said, as a solo player, you feel like you're forced into the group play. If you're paying for it.
Going back to that
then
too, most of the missions so get to a point where it has to force.
yeah, your PvP, not
Especially
PvE, PvE combat missions and stuff.
it gets to a point where your solo ship fucking it only take you so far.
Correct. Yep. And then you get, and then you get into the higher tier ships, and it's like, well, they require more than one person to operate. So
Except
then
my
you're forced into
Polaris.
having to play with people. So,
Yeah.
so your Polaris.
Yeah, because I can just park it and then I
Yeah,
just go sit in a turret and then all the ships will just fly into me.
yeah, generally. Mm.
It's an easy way to take them out.
Bit different
Uh,
if you're PvP bounty hunting. You wouldn't be
yeah,
doing
yeah,
that. You'd
yeah.
be boarded and killed probably, and
I
your
know.
ship backspaced. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, I think a lot of that can definitely be worked on for sure.
yeah,
So,
100%.
hmm. Anything else you want to touch on?
I think that's about it, unless anyone else
Yeah.
that wants to
Anyone
discuss
have any
anything.
questions?
The two
Take some
Star
questions.
Citizen Pros. Um, if you guys ever need a flying lesson on how to crash into asteroids, just hit me up.
Hey, I'm pretty good at that too.
I think I'll be rubbing it off on Gnarly because he was an awesome pilot. Yeah, he's got the
Yeah.
full stick set up and everything, but he's been hitting asteroids too.
Is he?
Yeah,
He's an asteroid inspector. Yep.
sometimes, but we all are.
As I said, I'd like to get you guys in to a AC session, just a private one, just to teach you some decoupled flight and just a bit
And you
more.
show people to hit the invisible ones. Well, that's easy. You just fly in a straight line and you'll hit one eventually.
Oh, those
And
invisible ones, you just jump to a QV braking mission and just keep accelerating once you get there.
Mhm.
It eventually appears in front of you.
You don't, Tin. You don't.
He just how to stop spending money on the game.
You don't.
I've got a couple of ships, but that's it. I'm not
Yeah.
spending anymore.
Yeah, me
If they're going to
neither.
make them in-game earnable at some point, which they do generally after around about 6 months, then just bide your time.
So, speaking of in-game ships, I like the fact that the Perseus is purchasable straight from a shop. But then I think Wicklow and having the Polaris and Ninja there, I think that's an okay step, but there has to be alternate routes to be able to get them to. So, like they're doing with the Battaglia thing, you maybe there's a guild that you need to level yourself up with, right? Until you hit the
Mm.
max, and then once you hit max, then there's another way to obtain the like a Polaris one. You still going to cost you a shitload, but you don't
Mm.
have to get don't either have to get the materials or you like 200 million or something like that, or 500 million.
Yep. Yeah, Wickelow's is an interesting one. I've only got one Wicklow item or vehicle, and that's my Pulse because it
Okay.
was cheap and easy to get.
Yeah.
And I've used it. I've used
Yep.
it. I used it. I used it today actually, running missions.
Yeah. That's something I want to
So
do. Those stuff. From what I've seen for like the Polaris and it is a absolute and it's only bound to one person. So if you can at least like it goes back to the solo thing. If you're a solo player and you want to have one of those ships have because you can, if you can level up, say, max rep with a faction, and then you need to spend 500 million getting the ship, like it's going to cost more because it's just straight Alpha UEC. Then there's an alternate option there as well, which is why I like the Perseus being able to be purchased in game, just like
mhm.
straight up with that. See, not going through. I don't think you got
Yeah,
anything about
well,
a year. Sorry.
yeah. I think as well, like the purchasing type of like side of things, there is. Um, I think there should also be an option for those people who do like to play in with groups of people, an org version of that where anyone in the org who has permissions can then just pull that ship and spawn it. That
Agreed.
way, you can all pull your money into it instead of having to try and earn 500 mil yourself
Mm-hmm.
or have people giving you money.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then you get to run it as an org ship
How about just
or
org hangers, like
org hanger.
specific
Yeah, an
org
org hanger would be
hangers?
fine. Hmm.
Yeah.
And then you can just go in and select, within your vehicle manager, that tick box, that's an org ship.
Mhm.
And you can deselect it and select it as much as you want.
Yeah. Ability
sell
to sell.
ships. Hmm.
Yeah, but then
In saying the sell ships, like
Mhm.
I was going to quickly touch on it before you say anything. How about we get to a point where a ship can only be repaired so much, and you have to take it to a Brio's breakyard to scrap it and get money for it,
Yeah,
and then used parts become available on the market through the auction house
can do that.
or Dumpers Depot or something like that.
Yeah,
That could be something cool. Anyway, what were you going to say?
I
Sorry.
think any ship you obtain in game, yes. Anything from the because otherwise people would have out of that by just getting a pledge ship, selling it like a Polaris, selling it game, and doing like a character reset. Just I don't know, or getting off to a head start. They need to limit it to anything that's obtained in game. So, and at a fraction of the say you do get the person for 34 million, sell it, you'll get maybe 8
20.
mil, 10 mil, something like that.
Depends
So
on how expensive the other ships are, right?
yeah, well,
That you
it's
might want to
more
purchase.
yeah, but it's more so that I can clear up the ASOP to. So I don't want to
Mm.
scroll 30, 40, 50 get to the one.
Allow us to number them. Allow us to
Well,
rename them.
I still think I agreed, but I still think they should have it in manufacturers, Aegis, Anvil, thing, and then you just click that and it'll have like a subcategory with the have in that
Mm-hmm.
manufacturer.
Yep.
Because then that way, I know they've got the search feature. Yeah,
Or the
exactly.
search was better than how it used to be.
Hmm.
We have to scroll down the list. I remember when I
Yeah.
would go and rent a bunch of ships from IE or something like that. On the last day, you rent everything, and you're sitting there scrolling down 30 ships in your list to try and find what you want to fly. So, but, but yeah, stuff bought in game, lose money in it, like trading in a car. Yeah, exactly.
What about trading in ships? So like you trade it in,
Yeah.
get a discount off it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you trade in the Perseus and right, it gives you a discount, whatever, as if you're gonna
20% or something. Be a percentage. Have to be a percentage.
yeah.
Can't just go, it's going to give you 20 mil
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
To have to
Oh,
scale
yes,
with the
definitely.
ship. But yeah, that could be a good option.
Yep.
Is all right, I'm going to, yeah, I want to trade in my Perseus and get a Polaris. Cool. All right, Polaris is worth, for shits and giggles, 250 mil. I'm going to give you, 5%, 25 mil for your Perseus. And you still got to come up with 225 mil. So that way you're not having to just get an easy, And
Yeah.
you can't trade in multiple ships on the one trade either.
I was about to say that. I said I trade in all my ships for the one. Yeah. It's like back in the day when you're in school. I'll give you this, this,
Mm.
this, this for this one
Mm-hmm.
card, But when it comes to Wicklow, you trade in the ships and he gives you nothing. Or Scammerlow, as people call him.
I call him Diccolo.
Oh, I went there one of the patches and my frame dropped to like 2.
It's really
And
good now,
it's
actually.
just in Wicklow.
Have you been there
Yeah.
recently?
Nah, I want to go back there.
Go back recently. It's actually not bad.
I want to go back and do them.
Yeah, trading your Aurora to move up to a Cutlass. That's right. And if I look at the pledge store and I want to trade in something, then my Cuddy
Mhm.
Black is equivalent to this amount of money. So obviously, pledge store is straight up. You get your money back and pay the difference. But
Mm.
I'm keeping my Aurora MR. It's a collector's ship as of September. Won't be able to
Yep.
buy it.
Yep.
Don't know if you'll be able to buy it in game either. I think they're retiring it completely.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's the case.
Yeah.
Not long to go. That was the first ship. That was my starter pack ship, so I'm not getting rid of it. That's just memories,
Yeah.
So I've flying that thing around and being completely useless because it's a fighter and I can't hold a thing with it.
I think
Ah,
that's pretty much it. One
Yeah,
question I will say before we wrap this up. Um, do you, and just chat, this is for you as well, chat. Do you think Squadron will be out this year? That's for you, DC first.
do I?
Yeah, do you think Squadron
The
will be out
fact
this year?
that they yeah, I reckon it will, because of the fact that they invited people over to play test it over in the UK. That's a big
I
major step.
Yes. I say yes. And one of the main reasons for that is, as you said, there's no event this year.
No,
Um
um,
oh, what do they call them again? I've got a brain fart. The
I
no, the in-person one.
CitizenCon.
CitizenCon. Yeah, there's no CitizenCon. There's no digital one, there's nothing. My theory is with these emails that went out and with everything, they are planning for the promotional stuff to come out then. They're going to put out a trailer to release date, and it'll be November. Um, and they will. They're ramping up, and as I said earlier, with the 4.9 patch and stability, they're ramping up to
Mm,
make sure that the Star Citizen Precision universe is in a stable enough where when people come in, they get one shot to do it, and when people come in, they'll be like,
mm,
okay, this is in a state or a decent state now, and we can end the game because they've got one shot,
yep.
like they did with 4.0 and Pyro. They had one shot to bring that out, and they nailed it with a jump gate.
The other thing is, I think we're going to be expecting maybe alpha and beta playtests over a
Mm.
weekend
Hmm?
before it's even released. They can't just go, all right, here's the game,
Yeah,
without getting some sort of feedback from the general community. GTA 6 got a release date, so I guess anything is possible now.
yeah, that's going to get pushed back. GTA 6, man. How long's it been? 13 years, and it's pretty much nothing. The Squadrons or
you,
Star Citizen's going to be.
you say it's stupid that they would release it against GTA 6, yet you need a PS5 or an Xbox to
Hmm.
play GTA 6, whereas there's a $1,300 investment just on a PS5 Pro
Mm.
to play a game, plus the game on top.
Yeah, GTA is
I
coming to
think that,
console only.
yep. So that's going to be their restriction, unfortunately, in that regards.
They would be It would be harder for them to release against a PC version or serial GTA 5. But
Mm,
because it's only console version, it's got that market over there. Star Citizen,
yep,
it's got the PC.
yep.
So there's not really, they have
Let's say
both,
both,
but
yeah.
that still doesn't matter. Because it's a different type of game and it's on a different system. So people can enjoy both.
I
I'm
know
not worried
someone
about
that
GTA 6.
specific. No, I know someone that specifically bought a PS5 Pro to play GTA 6 and pre-ordered it the night it came out on stream,
Yeah.
just to play GTA 6,
Watch the
which is
bugs.
insane to me. But then I guess, are we insane for spending X amount of dollars on our PCs to be able to play the alpha version
Nope.
of Star Citizen?
Definitely not,
Nope.
because we have a bigger range of being able to do stuff on PC.
We do. Yeah,
We
we do.
have multiple different platforms like Epic, Steam, and the EA launcher, and things like
Yeah.
that to be able. Sorry, that was me throwing up in my mouth. EA, but yeah, and things like that, and we can do a lot more stuff on the. I think it'll be out, but
Well,
I think it'll be out this year.
you saw me playing Soulframe.
Yeah.
That's an alpha. And how
Mm.
well did that run?
Yeah.
Ran extremely well. So that's great. So, well, you know, yeah.
All right.
All right. I think we'll wrap it up there, eh?
Yes, I think so. Oh
Easy.
well,
Well,
it's
thanks everyone for
been
sticking by.
yep, been great, and thank you, chat. Thank everyone for your questions, contributions, and everything.
Yeah, and
It's great
if you
seeing
like
everyone.
this type of thing, let us know. We'll do it again.
Yeah, definitely. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, post in the Discords, like both Mine and DC's.
It's exclamation point. That's mine there. If you want to hop on over and come say hi.
Damn it, that's mine there in that link.
Yours not working?
No, mine works. I just typed it wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, just jump in the Discord there and we can have discussions and stuff. And yeah, and if you guys like this format, let us know. And we'll try to do more of it. It won't
This is the
be
first. So.
Yeah, this is the first, but it won't be weekly. It'll
be
try
whenever
and
something important comes up, I think,
yeah,
or a big patch, or might do something for 4.10 when Siege of Orison comes out once we've
yeah,
experienced that a bit, partway
yep,
through the patch there. So
yep,
other than that, we'll generally be playing our games and doing our thing. So
yep,
but cool.
yeah. All right. Well, for everyone on my stream, should be live tomorrow night. Probably just get back in Star Citizen. Maybe we'll try out a few of the new fixes and stuff that we've come across or anything like that. DC, when do you have a schedule or are you live next or?
No, I don't have a schedule. I'll
Okay.
go live whenever I feel like it. I might go live tomorrow. I'll see. I don't know what I'll be
Yeah.
playing. If it's not Star Citizen, it'll probably be Soulframe. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys are into, it's another MMO. So,
And if you guys haven't, go
yeah.
give DC a follow. Which?
Yep, and obviously for those
Do it
in
now.
mine, do it now, do it good. All right, and yeah, for those over this side, go give Pile Driver a follow. What? See again, like my alerts. I've just got no sound again.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm confused.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's
Gav.
an OB. Yeah. All right.
All right, people.
I'll mute myself so I can do my
Yep. Same. I'm gonna do the same. All right.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate it. This was something different, but it was something fun too. So, yeah.